Dear model railroad enthusiasts, in this video, we demonstrate the big boy in the scale 132. In this video, we show you what the contents of the packaging are and what you need to pay attention to, especially when unpacking the machine. This reveals the gloves and the instructions with the warranty certificate.
Kommt dann einmal die Handschuhe sowie die Anleitung mit der Garantieurkunde.
An open-end wrench, which we need to unscrew the locomotive from the mounting plate. A type plate that can be attached to the machine or the display case.
Ein Typenschild, das man anbringen kann an die Maschine oder an die Vitrine.
Then we have various accessories. Here we have hoses, as well as a telex claw coupling and two flexible hoses, which are then installed between the locomotive and the tender.
Klauenkupplung und zwei biegsame Schläuche, die dann zwischen Lok und Tender eingebaut werden.
We also have a pipette and a small pipette here, and a foam train service tray. We need this to unpack the locomotive.
Dabei. Und eine Lokliege. Lokliege benötigen wir zum Auspacken der Lokomotive.
The locomotive is split into two parts in the packaging. The long part is the big boy, the steam locomotive, and the tender is at the back. Let's take the two items out of the packaging, and you can already feel the weight of the locomotive.
Und da merkt man schon, was die Lokomotive für ein Gewicht hat.
Now we open the Velcro fasteners, and we can pull the styrofoam away upwards.
Und wir können Styropor nach oben wegziehen.
It is inserted with some tension, and then the locomotive appears for the first time.
Und zum Vorschein kommt dann das erste Mal die Lokomotive.
Now we carefully unscrew the tender from the retaining plate.
Der Halteplatte ab, den Tender.
At this point, no help is needed. We recommend the magnetic lid at the top, which you can simply remove and put to the side so that it doesn't fall off when you turn it over.
Den kann man einfach wegnehmen und zur Seite legen, dass beim Umdrehen nicht dieser Deckel herunterfällt.
Here we can take two foam train service trays and then simply put the tender inside.
Reinlegen.
Now we can remove the foam cover to reveal two wing nuts.
Und zwei Flügelmuttern kommen zum Vorschein.
We can unscrew them and then remove the mounting plate upwards.
Und dann die Halteplatte nach oben wegnehmen.
If you now have a functional display case, you can leave these bolts as they are. The only thing here is this washer, which has to be removed.
Diese Unterlegscheibe, die muss herausgenommen werden.
After that, we can unscrew the bolts.
Herausdrehen.
For this, we can also use the included open-end wrench, which is very useful. The two foam holders for transportation can also be removed.
Zum Transport können ebenso herausgenommen werden.
We can then turn the tender around and place it on the tracks.
Und auf die Gleise stellen.
Now, we carefully unscrew the locomotive from the mounting plate. We use two locomotive supports for this. It is important to ensure that the locomotive is not placed on the generator section or the safety valves. Here it is also good to have another helping hand, and before that we remove the lid so that it does not fall off.
Dass dieser nicht herunterfällt.
Here we also have another foam cover and wing nuts that we unscrew. Then we can simply remove the mounting plate upwards.
Die wir abschrauben. Und dann können wir die Halteplatte einfach nach oben wegnehmen.
Now the bolts are revealed. Again, if you have the functional showcase, remove this washer from all the bolts. And we also remove the bolts. We can use our open-end wrench again for this.
Und wir entfernen auch die Bolzen. Hierzu können wir wieder unseren Maulschlüssel nehmen.
Here as well, we can remove these foam transport brackets.
Transporthalterungen wegnehmen.
There is one located at the front bogie and another one situated at the rear bogie. When turning over, it would be good to have a second hand again. If we want to couple the tender, we fold the gangway upwards and connect the cable to the locomotive first.
Als erstes das Kabel an die Lokomotive ran.
There are two retaining clips here, which we can then push together to secure the connection. Then we have a coupling hook here, which we can then connect it to the tender, and finally the transition is made back down.
An den Tender ranbringen können. Und zum guten Schluss machen wir dann wieder den Übergang nach unten.
Now we can do a function test. First of all, some information about the locomotive. The locomotive has a multi-protocol decoder installed, i.e. the locomotive can run MFX, DCC, as well as Märklin and Motorola. The locomotive itself has two smoke generators installed, which are controlled via channels at the individual outlets. Such as the chimney, pipe, and cylinders. The second smoke generator is responsible for the generators, the safety valves, and the blowdown at the rear. To make the filling, there are two pipettes for the smoke distillate, one large one for the front and one for the back.
Eine große für hier vorne und eine Hinten
This is located between the generators and can be filled with steam distillate.
kann man das Dampfdestillat einfüllen.
The maximum filling quantity is approximately 9 milliliters.
9 Milliliter.
The locomotive has a headlight signal. It also has a telex coupler at the rear that can be switched, cab lighting, as well as starting light and engine lighting.
Die geschaltet werden kann. Führerstandsbeleuchtung sowie Anfahrlampe und Triebwerksbeleuchtung.
Between the locomotive and tender, there is also a platform light, and the number plate is illuminated on the front of the locomotive.
Und vorne an der Lokomotive ist das Nummernschild beleuchtet.
There are marker lights under the number plate, which can also be controlled.
Die ebenso geschaltet werden können.
In the driver's cab, you can see the flickering of the fireboxes, as well as the flickering at the bottom for the locomotive, the soot light.
An der Lokomotive gibt es ebenso noch das Flackern, das Sootlight.
At the end of the locomotive, there is a red light above the head signal that can be operated.
Oberhalb des Spitzensignals noch ein rotes Licht, das geschaltet werden kann.
We also produce the windows on the driver's cab in 3 sections. This means that we can position the individual window sections as we wish. The windshield is also foldable here. We wish you lots of fun with the big boy on your layout.